Hello everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to learn about union and joins in MySQL. Very important topic and very commonly asked and at the same time very useful in managing the database. So we'll first learn what union is, what is the meaning of uniting two tables, how do we do union of two tables. So what is union? When we actually want to combine two tables. Yeah, so these two tables should have equal number of columns, then only we can do unions over them. So when there are two tables and we want to combine them, the data, we want to present the data in form of one table, we do union of the tables. Now there are two types of union. One is normal union and the other one is distinct union. Okay, what is the meaning of them? We'll see. Now, so for finding a consolidated result sets, we do union. The only requirement for this is the number of columns should be same in both the tables which we are trying to unite. Okay, suppose we have two tables as follows. Very simple example to show. This table number 1 and table number 2. Table number 1 is having column 1 and column 2 in which there is AB, AC and AD. Okay. In table number 2, we have two rows. The rows can be different, that's fine. The number of values, the entries can be different. So in table number 2, we have two rows. One is BC and AD. So in these two tables, we can see that the row which is AD is common. AD is there in table number 1 also and table number 2 also. So we have to combine these two tables. We have to use union. So how do we do that? So now when we want to create a union of these two tables, so let's say we write select column 1, column 2 from table 1, union distinct, we write a keyword called distinct, union distinct, select column 1, column 2 from table 2. The result sets which we get, which you can see on my screen, there is table 1, union distinct we are doing. So AB, AC, AD, BC, AD. So what we are doing, we are removing we are using AD only once because distinct is something which is going to pick up only the non-duplicate values, the unique values. Yeah. So AB, AC, AD, it's there and BC which is there. So AD is common, so it will be only printed once because we have asked for distinct union, right? So duplicate rows will not be repeated in the result sets. Fine, that's okay. So table 1, table 2, we are doing union, we are removing the duplicate entries, we are writing them only once. So very simple syntax it is having. Select whatever columns you want to pick from table number 1. So column 1, column 2 from table number 1, union distinct, select column 1, column 2 from table number 2. Right. Let's see something called union all. Okay. So suppose we write select column 1, column 2 from table number 1, union all. Select column 1, column 2 from table number 2. What do we get? Now, there were some 3 rows here, 2 rows here. Total is 5. So, we get 5 entries in the union table, wherever there is union set. Because what happens here is, we are not checking that anything is duplicate or we have to not print it. No, it will simply go and print all the rows in table number 1 plus all the rows in table number 2. So, this will print everything what we have. So in the previous, we were checking that any duplicate entries will be printed only once. Here, there is no checking happening. So that's what is about union all, right? Now, why do we use union? Okay. So what happens in our huge database, there are repeated tables. Sometimes we have tables which are having the same data set. So we need to consolidate these two tables, and by omitting the records which are not needed, which are duplicates. So we can do union distinct, and that's how we can save a lot of repeated work, and that's how we can manage the database in a more optimized way. So union distinct and union all are the two types of unions which are used in our DBMS. Now, there's a quick summary on what we have just seen. The union command is used to combine more than one select query results into single query. So basically the union result set will give you the entire result in the result view. So the number of columns and data types in select statement must be the same. Yeah, we saw that if you actually want to do union or apply union over two tables, they have to have the same number of columns. That's what we have seen. Okay. The distinct clause is used to remove the duplicate data, and all clause is used for everything, right? After this, we'll learn about a very important concept in MySQL, which is joins. So this is a very commonly used joins. We'll have to learn the types of join. We'll see examples through our own tables which we have created. So joins, we can combine two joins, two tables, using joins if there is a foreign key referencing, So suppose we have two tables, and each table is having one primary keys, and the second table's primary key is a foreign key here in the first table, so you can join these two tables. So join syntaxes are very much confused topic. People usually get confused based on how to write the join queries. So we'll take a very simple example today. We'll take a very easy way to understand how to remember joins, and hopefully that will be helpful to you and you'll remember it for life. Now, join helps in retrieving data from two or more databases, or the tables are mutually related to each other using primary key and foreign key, which we have seen in the previous sessions. Okay. Join is most misunderstood topic, as I was telling you. It's a topic which is most confused, but we'll try and sort this out today. Learn it in a very simple way. So if you can just check on my screen the two tables. One is having ID, first name, last name, and movie ID. And the second table is ID, title, and category. So there are two tables. One is maybe person, and the other is movie. Okay. So one is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is primary key in the first table, the ID there. It is having first name, last name, and movie ID, as in which movie they are watching. Okay. So movie ID 1, 2, 5, 8, 10. And in the movie table, there is something called ID, which is primary key there, and it is having title of the movies, and the category of it is animation, action, romance. So the different categories of the movies, right? So we can join these two tables because the movie ID here, you can see this is this data. This data is used here. It is primary key here in the name of ID. It is the same column, but it's not primary key, it's foreign key here for the first table, right? Now we have to learn how many types of joins are there. Okay, so there are different types of join. First is cross join. Okay, and there is inner join and outer join. Okay, what is cross join? Cross join means you are joining two tables full join. Okay, as in cross join is the simplest form of join which matches each row from one table and each row, as in whatever. So if you take these two circles as the two tables, the cross join will produce result which will contain everything in these two tables. So if you consider it as a Venn diagram, so whatever overlapping is there, everything will be printed as a part of the cross join result sets. So how does the cross join look like? Select star from movies, cross join members. So the syntax is very simple. So you have to simply write select star from table number 1, and then you have to use the keyword cross join and then table number 2. It will print everything. So you might not understand the result set right now, but when we actually run our queries on our own tables, we'll understand the result set. Okay. So we'll do that, but for now you have to just see the cross join. Before that, I'll show you how what is inner join and outer join diagram, how they look like, and then we'll take the examples and the syntaxes. Okay, so inner join is something where we are actually trying to combine two tables, but the result will only contain the common data set, as in we know that both of them will be connected through a common column, which will be primary key in the one and the foreign key in the other. So there will be rows which will not be common. So only the common columns, only the common rows will be printed in the result set in case of inner join. So if there is two tables, one is movie, other is members, and then if we are doing inner join, so only this overlapped part, if you consider them as the Venn diagram, only this overlap part will be actually presented as a part of the result. Now, this example we'll see in our own tables. And syntax also I'll teach myself. So we have outer joins. There are two types of outer join, left outer join and right outer join. Here we go. So in the left outer join, we combined two tables, table number 1 and table number 2. Table number 1 and the common part is presented as the result set in the outcome, as an outcome of the join query. So the common is coming, but at the same time all the entries of the left table will also come. Okay, same the vice versa situation, we'll understand these, don't worry about it. In the vice versa situation, we have right outer join, wherein we have two tables, and whatever table is on the right side of the query, so the right side query, it will be printed all with the common, whatever is common between the two tables. So this is about the pictorial representation of all the different types of join, including cross join, inner join, left outer join, right outer join. Now we have to also see the syntaxes, learn the syntaxes, and also apply it on our own table to see how it actually works. Okay. So this will certainly see. Let's see what are the syntaxes of using the join query. We'll understand these syntaxes using a very, very simple example. What we'll do, we'll consider two different tables first. Okay, the table is A and B. Both the tables are having only one column. Just imagine a situation that both the tables are having only one column. Then we'll remember the syntax of the join easily, and we can apply it over any table of our choice. So join. There is table A, table B. Table A is having one column whose name is C1, and table B is having one column whose name is C2. Now, there are entries in the table. Of course, there are rows, right? So in C1, column number 1, and table A, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. In table B, column number 2 is the column name. We are having 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we can see that 1, 3 and 4. 3, 4 is common between the two, right? 3, 4 is very, very common between the two. And 1, 2 is unique to table A, and 5, 6 is unique to table B. So we have seen the situation here. Now we have to apply different kinds of joins over these two tables. So to remember, it's very, very easy. The syntax is very, very simple. We have to just remember one keyword here. So what do? Select star from table A, first table. The keyword is, you have to use whatever join you want to. Let's say we are using inner joins. Inner join, then you have to use a keyword called on. Okay, inner join on. Then after on, you have to write a condition wherein you have to tell that which is the common column between the two. Which column is actually having the common data. So here for us it will be the primary key and the foreign key, like the foreign key, right? That will be the common one. It will be primary in the one and the foreign in the other one. So we'll simply write table number 1 dot common column equals to table number 2 dot the common column. Here we have only one column, so we are writing that C1 and C2, but you'll be easily identifying this column by the name, which will be primary in one and the foreign in another one. So we'll repeat the syntax. Select star from table number 1, inner join, table number 2, and then we use on keyword, and then we write the condition. Like what condition you want to join on the condition that in the table number 1 we have this column which is equal to the column in this column in table number 2. So that is how you are actually writing. It's very simple and easy to remember. You have to just write select star from table A, then whatever join table B, then on keyword, and then this condition you have to simply write using the dot operator. So isn't it easy to remember using this format? So you have to just keep in mind that you have to write the correct keyword, correct join, actually inner join, left outer join, right outer join. You have to use the on keyword. So on, and then after on you're writing a condition. In that condition you're simply telling that which table 1 dot what is the column name, and then equating it to table 2 dot what is the common column name, right? And select star is in the beginning. So that is the syntax of a join query. It's very, very simple to remember. We'll also see the syntaxes of left outer join and right outer join, and then we'll apply these on our own tables. So for left outer join, same, only this will change. Only the name of the join will change. Select star from table A, left outer join table B, then on table A dot common column is equals to table B dot common column. Okay, so that is about left outer join. So what we are doing here, we are actually just writing select star from the two tables, and then we have to tell that which type of join you have to apply, and this, the result sets which will come, it will have everything of A and then the common amongst A and B. So left wala will be completely printed and then only the common will be printed. Right outer join has the same syntax, similar syntax. Select star from A, right outer join B, then on. Then we are saying that A dot C1 is equals to B dot C2. That is, you're telling the table number 1 dot common column is equals to table number 2 dot common column. Right? So that was about the syntaxes of using the join. We have to actually see the examples and then come up with the understanding, because the actual result set will be making it very clear. Going back to our tables, so you have to remember we had two tables. One was departments, so I'll run this, and one was student. We'll run this. So both select queries I'm running first so that you have a look on the table for a while. Departments table is having three columns. One is DEPT ID, DEPT name, and HOD. 1, 2, so this is a primary key here, so it will be all unique and not null. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the DEPT ID. Department name is having manual testing, security, performance, Selenium API, and SQL testing. HODs are the name of different people who are the HODs, right? So we have 6 different rows here. Now we'll go back to another table which we had created, which is select star from student. Now in this we have IDs, which is the primary key here, like the student ID 101 to 110. We have student name, which are Atul, Sheetal. So this is another student name. Address, which is where the students belong to, the gender of the students, marks, and department ID. Now this department ID is the foreign key here because it is primary key here in the name of DEPT ID. The names can differ in different tables, that's absolutely fine, but it should mean the same, because while creating the table we had created the references, isn't it? If you remember, yesterday we created the table departments using the foreign key referencing. I quickly show the command. So here, create table student. So while I was creating the student table and in writing all the column names, which is ID, int, and then we mention it as the primary key, then student name, which is not null, and address, gender, department ID, which is of integer type. So we have created the foreign key which is the foreign key this, and where we are referring it from, references, departments table, inside departments table, DEPT ID, right? So that's how we are actually creating the table, and once we have created the table, we know that this is the foreign key here, which is primary key in some other table. Okay, so we have seen that. Now what we do, we'll run joins in our table. Okay, so here are the two tables. Let me write a run here. Select star from table 1. So table 1 we'll consider as student. InnerJoin table 2, which is departments, on, which is table 1 student dot. So in the student table, what is the name of the common column? Department ID. Okay, this is the student table. Inside that, the common column is department ID. Okay, is equals to table 2, which is departments dot, what is the name of the column in the departments table? DEPT ID, right? That is the common one, DEPT ID. So this is the InnerJoin query. Now we have to see one thing here. So we have all the students and all the departments. So there are some repeated departments. Of course, there will be repeated departments. Now here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 unique departments are there. But here the departments which are used is 1, 2, 2 is repeated. Of course, 3 is there, 4 is there, 2 is repeated again, 5 is there. But there is no 6. So in our inner join query, the 6 department should not be printed, because we are writing inner join and it will only replicate the common only the common rows. So let's run this query and see what is the results at first. Okay, now we got some results and we have to check if it is correct or not. So we all know that we have to only show the common, so we should not have the department ID, which is 6, right? So here we can see there is no 6. Now how the result has come, we can see all the columns of the first table, which is the student. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be there. So we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in the second table, we had 3 columns, so plus 3 columns got added. Yeah. So what it is doing, it is finding the common matches. So let's say department 1 is there. So 101 to 110 is there, and everything. So all these department it is matching is there in the other table or not. Yes, it is there. So it will print everything. So you can see here 101 to 109 got printed, 110 got printed, and there is nothing which is like, let's say we had some department, let's say we had some student who was having no department. So that won't be printed here. Okay, if we had some student who had no department, that won't be printed in because that should be common, right? There should be some department. So I'll just insert a row here and show you the inner query so that it is very much clear. Okay, so we'll insert a row here. I'll just quickly insert a row like this. Insert into student. So what we do, will not insert department. It will be just null. Okay. Or maybe we can have department which is not there in that, but it is foreign key referencing, so it will not allow. But anyways, we'll not insert anything. So we'll just remove this and we'll just enter student ID, which is 111. Shama. The person is from Chennai and female. Okay. So let's say this is the insertion we want to do. We don't want any department ID insertion right now. So we'll just run this query. So we'll see one more row entered. So when I do select star from student, so I can see here there's a new person, Shama, who is not having any department. Now when I actually run the inner join query, Shama should not be printed because Shama is not there in our, Shama is having no departments. And here there is, we have to have the common entries only. So let me run the inner join query one more time. Same result will come. So just a second. Yeah, so you can see Shama is not there because that person is having no department. So only the common will come. That is for sure. Only the common will come. Okay. So that is about inner join. Now if we do a left outer join and right outer join query, the results will be different now because we have data which is not repeated in the other column, right? Here like this, Shama is having no department. So if you are doing left and we are using student as the left table, then Shama will be printed, right? But this 6 won't be printed because 6 is not there. Getting my point? So what we do, we run another query which is left outer join, and we'll make different tables different. So select star from student left outer join. You can just change the join name. Departments on, then we say that student.department ID is equals to departments.dept ID, right? So what is happening here is we are trying to print everything which is there in the students, and we'll just run this and see. Now whatever is there in this will be printed. So 101 to 111, everything should be there. So we'll just check. 1 not 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything is printed. But it will print only the common here. So in DEPT ID, we have common till 5th. 6th is not common. So 6 won't be printed here. So you can see here only till 5th got printed, but 6th is not printed. Because here we have to check, right? What is there? It is null. So it is filling it with the null. Okay. That is fine. Because it is not having any entries as per in the departments table. So it will show everything as null. Same we can do in the case of if we are just exchanging the tables, or maybe right outer join we can write. Just a sec. In that case, Shama will not be printed because Shama is not common amongst this. So right outer join, which is the right table department. So everything in the departments will be printed as until 6, but this is Shama is not having any department, so this person will not be, only the common. So everything in this plus the common. So I'll just run this query. Now, so if you can see a department ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything got printed. Okay, everything in the department table. But you can see Shama is not here because the person is not having any department. So we have to only choose the right table and the common, whatever is common amongst the two. So we saw how to join two tables. So the concepts behind it is the two tables which we are trying to join should be related to each other using the foreign key referencing. Like there should be primary, each table is having one primary key. So one primary key in one table should be related to the other table and should be the foreign key there. So we can join them. So what we can use, there are different types of join: cross join, self join, inner join, outer join. In the outer join we have left outer join and right outer join. We saw the syntaxing, which is writing the syntax of join query, which is very easy. Select star from table number 1, inner join table number 2, on is the keyword. Then we are telling the table number 1 dot the common column is equals to table number 2 dot the common column. So when we do that, only the entries which are common amongst both will be printed. So in our case here, both Shama and 6 did not get printed because they were not common amongst the two. But in case of left outer join, the table which is written on the left side, like the student is the left here of the query. So left side table will be, everything will be printed of that table and only the common amongst the two. So that is everything in the student, like everything Shama also got printed and then the common. But in case of right, everything which is on the right side table, all the entries will be printed and the common. So in the right side, which is departments, we had department number 6, which was not common in the previous. But since it is right outer join, we have to take care of all the columns in the right. So we printed everything plus the common. So that's how join is working. We have seen examples, we have seen our own tables, created our own tables and done. We'll quickly just see if we have anything else left. So join allows us to combine data from more than one table into a single result set. Joins have better performance compared to the subqueries. So inner joins only return rows that meet the given criteria. So that is common amongst the two. Outer join can also return rows which does not match the two tables. As in which is not common because we have to write left or right outer joins. The major join types include inner, left, right, cross, etc. Frequently used join operations in join are on is used, using is also used. Okay, so we can use using instead of join, on also. A join can also be used in other clauses such as group by, where, subqueries, aggregate functions. So we can use joins along with them also. So we have seen in MySQL, we saw many concepts starting from creating a table to inserting data into the table, then updating the data, then select queries, then group by, having, order by, then what is DDL, DML, DCL, TCL statements. And we saw all different types of keys using primaries, unique keys, super keys, then candidate keys, alternate keys, and a lot. Then we also saw how to define different types of keys into our table. Then we created different tables using primary key, foreign key referencing. Then we saw how to do union of tables. Then we saw subqueries. We saw aliases, wildcards. Then we saw how to join different tables. So how to join two tables using different kinds of join, inner or outer joins. So that's all from the MySQL session. Wish you all the best. Thank you.